This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by using my referral link in the description below. This is a really, this is a really strong opening pack. Rabble Rousing is great, and I think it is what we'll take. It just sort of snowballs. There are some situations where it doesn't take off. But then we also have a Pickpocket, which is great, and a Broker's Charm, which is great. These are both really good cards. After that, this pack doesn't have the best comments. Tons of solid ones. But yeah, we take Rabble Rousing. It can really take over games. It's splashable too, so yeah. So we go from a really great rare to an unplayable one in Evolving Door. Okay, so we have the cards I'm interested in here are mostly the Libation and the Strong Arm. I do like Corrupt Court Official too, but I do think the Strong Arm and Libation are just stronger mostly. You do need 2-drops in this set, and we do need cheap creatures to really, curve out, play Rabble Rousing, and go off. Like, that's the dream. But, yeah, so I do think we probably take the Libation in the end. It's just such a good trick. Tricks are so good in this format, and this is one of the best ones. So yeah, we'll take it here in the end. Okay, so Rumor Gatherer has been kind of disappointing overall. And it's funny, like our very first draft, like in the early access stream, I had like 3 of them. And even when we were going off with them, it didn't feel that good. And that's sort of held true. I mean, it's not bad by any means, but I think I'd rather have, like, the Adjudicators. I think this is the best card in this cycle. It fixes for us, and it's one of these cards that just says, hey, guess what? You can't block, which there's way too many of in Brokers in this format, but it's one of them, and it does a great job of it. So I think it's what we take here over, like, Rumor Gatherer. Larcenist isn't bad, and Prize Fight's not bad either, but yeah, we'll take the Adjudicators here. Ooh. Okay, so I do love me some Dusk Mangler. I like black a reasonable amount in this format. It's not quite as good as white and blue and green, but I like it. I like the black-red deck especially. And you can end up in some grindy decks where the Mangler is pretty awesome. That said, we're just going to take Fairy Vandal. It's a great 2-drop. It gets bigger. It combos with Connive. There's lots of other cards that grow it. It gets +1/+1 counters. It just does... It just does so much, and I think it's definitely what we want there. All right, so this is interesting. So we've got a Civil Servant. Maybe it's not that interesting, because I do think we just take the Civil Servant. It's a great 2-drop. Now, the awkward thing is, like, once you sort of choose whether you're green-white or blue-white in a draft where it's open enough, and this seems to be one, you have to choose one as your base, so you can easily play things like Civil Servant, because I can't really have a deck with the Vandal and the Servant where I stumble on my mana too much. So the awkward thing, I guess, is taking the Servant and sort of, it might push out the Vandal, and we're a blue-white deck or a green-white deck that splashes blue, but that's probably okay. Civil Servant is good, so. But, then we'll see what happens in these packs, and we have some interesting things. Security Bypass has been a big overperformer. There's enough creatures that are good with it that I've, playing one of them in a lot of the blue decks is perfectly fine. But Hypnotic Grifter is really good, I think. And so, we're sort of going back and forth here. If we have a Grifter and a Vandal, like, that's, right now going to be better than a Civil Servant, so maybe we're going to be blue-white splash green for, like, our Libation. We also have Fixing here that goes well for us, but Fixing is important in this format, but you don't usually need to take it over, like, reasonably playable cards, in my experience. Okay, so decent green 2-drop, nothing special. Clunky, everything that costs 4 kind of has to have an Enter the Battlefield ability or be hard to kill, and the Fencer doesn't fit either of those things, so I don't love it. Disdainful Stroke's fine. Yeah, I mean, so is the Crocodile, but I think I'm just going to take the 2. I mean, I know we have 2 blue, 1 and 2 drops and 1 green-white one, but I think we take the 2-drop there and see what happens. Alright, so I don't like Psionic Snoop very much. Not a Rafine's Guidance fan, really, either. You need, like... To play this, you need a bunch of Connive and a bunch of the 2-mana 1/1 Double Strike guy who connives when you target him. It's kind of how I feel. And that happens sometimes, but not often enough. I think we'll take a stroke here. They're fine in this format. I mean, the counter spells in this format are pretty legit. Bruiser's a fine 2-drop if we're going to be a little slower of a deck, or we have a bunch of counters. We also have Fixing here, and I think it's probably time to take it. You know, this gets us white or blue. So, yeah. I like Quick Draw Dagger, too, by the way, though I like it a little less if I have a bunch of flyers. All right, we'll take Botanical Plaza here pretty happily. Sure. Yeah, okay. Nothing we really want late here. You know, I mean, we might play a bypass. We'll see how this goes. Okay. All right, so we've got a Groundbreaker here. I've loved it a lot. There's so many good things to put it on. And also, it just makes everything good anyway, but there are some cards that are especially gross, like Civil Servant. Things that have lifelink and whatnot. That said, I mean, it is very easily splashable. This makes Citizens. So, you know, we would definitely play it. You know, let's say we're blue-white and we splash green, which kind of feels like the direction we're headed in. We would definitely splash it. It's powerful enough to do that. This pack also has Metamorphosis, which is pretty strong, and some more Fixing, but other than that, it's not great for us. So yeah, we just take the Groundbreaker. Will we be green-white? Right now, I'd say it's more likely that this is what our deck looks like. It's blue-white. Although I guess maybe white is the least open of them all, and we're going to be like, you're not supposed to do it, but blue-green, splash white. You know, there's not signposts for a blue-green deck like there are for green-white and blue-white, but it could happen. It does happen sometimes. Because white doesn't seem that open, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, this is easily splashable because you don't have to play it on turn 2 the same way you basically have to play Civil Servant on turn 2. So, Halo Fountain has been a pretty big disappointment overall, I think. It's not bad. Like, I know some content creators gave it like an F. Some gave it an A. I gave it a B+, I think, and it's more like a B- level card in my experience. It's just harder to make it look than it seems. That said, combining it with rabble-rousing is pretty spicy. Do I just do it? I mean, I'm trying to hit Mythic, so probably not. If I was not trying to hit Mythic, I might be all over it. I think we're a little more interested in Jewel Thief and Swooping Protector. The Thief is a little awkward if we're not a base green, whereas the Protector, if we're, you know, blue-white, is good. You know what? We're just going to take the Fountain. Let's just do it. Ooh. I mean, it's very awkward, but there are situations. It's hard not to take it with rabble-rousing. We are going to take another Groundbreaker here pretty happily. This might nudge us more into thinking about being straight-up green-white, which is interesting. Because if we do that, we're losing basically all 4 of these cards. We might splash something, but... yeah. So, Skycryer's a nice 2. I think I just take it here. Yeah. Nice thing to put Groundbreakers on and whatnot. Alright, so more good, perfectly good blue cards. And, you know, medium green card. I think we take the Lackey here. It's a nice 1-drop. A version of Baldur's Gate does come to Arena, and I'll be doing a set review for it and everything. So, yeah. So, Strong Arm's not a bad thing to splash. We do have another Civil Servant, but it's kind of late in the draft for us to just jump ship to, like, green-white. Is it, though? With 2 Civil Servants and 2 Ceremonial Groundbreakers, I don't know. I think we're gonna do it. Are we ruining our deck here? Maybe. And then we do this, basically. The problem is we don't have that. Oh, I guess we do actually have a decent number of 2-drops. This is what it would look like if we do this. So we could take more Fixing, or we could take Revelation of Power, which is a nice trick. Yeah, I think I'd take Revelation. Tricks are so good in this format. This pack, not great. We'll take an Initiate. You know, we have enough Citizen things that we might be down with the Initiate. It's also pretty good with the Groundbreakers. Alright, so here we'll take Fixing. Alright, I don't know that I desperately want a second Revelation, but we'll take it. Okay, here's a Bruiser if we shift back to blue. So yeah, it's called like Baldur's Gate Alchemy Horizons or something like that. The version that'll be on Arena. They've been pretty tight-lipped about what it will be, other than that there will be a limited format and like a bunch of cards for Constructed. But that's about all they've said so far. Morning, Huckabee. Alright, Sawjack is fine. So, the best, like, blue cards we're losing are our Grifter and our Vandal, I would say. Yeah, Social Climber is playable. And another one is, too. So, we definitely have enough playables that we just picked up here late. Alright, well, we get Darling of the Masses now, too, which rewards us. Maybe we'll get 2 of them here to go with our 2 Servants and Groundbreakers. I do like Cleanup Crew. And I do like Rafine's Informant a lot. But, you know, given where we are, it's obviously the Darling. Okay. Kind of late for your first Throng, even though, you know, getting multiples is big. It's just Inspiring Overseer here. You know, Riveteer's Decoy is good. I don't feel like I'm losing out on much. I mean, the Overseer is way better. But if this were like a Citizen, I'd feel a little worse about not taking it. But it's not. So we're just going to take the Overseer, which is very strong. So another Adjudicators. We could use some removal. I think I'm down with a Hold for Ransom here. This, you know, this format is so strange. When I do my What I Got Wrong video, there's going to be a lot. So... because a card like this is way better in this format than it would normally be, for example, as our counter spells. Things that just you didn't expect, though. We could have had 2 Throngs. Nightclubber's great, of course, but we'll just take a Plaza here. I could have maybe speculated on the Throng, but our mana gets to be pretty great if we have 3 Plazas in our deck. So... I think I'm fine with it. Yeah, deck looks pretty good, given that we sort of jumped ship in the middle of what we were doing. Okay, so now we have a reason to splash a little more blue. Do we do it? So, I mean, I think it is what I'm going to take here. I could take the Hideout instead. Right now, our fixing's not actually that good for making blue. I mean, it's easy for us to play a couple blue sources because of our 3 plazas. Plus, we have the storefront. But I do think we take the pets. I guess we're not doing great on counters, funnily enough. But I think it's still what we take here. Okay, so another Broker's Hideout. I think I just take the Venom Connoisseur, though. It's a nice 2-drop. We've already got tricks, enough tricks for this deck. And, yeah. Okay, so here's a card that would help us splash our exotic pets a little better. I mean, I think the pets is good even when you never have counters, and it's kind of weird that we basically don't have any in this deck now that I'm looking at it, but I think we'd still take Skybridge Towers here. Do I want a Celebrity Fencer more than I want another Socialite? Yeah, I think at this point, maybe we do. It's also gross with Rabble Rousing if we ever get that going. Sawjack versus Dagger. It's also a Warm Welcome. I think we get the Sawjack. Yeah, we don't have counters, but we can equip them, the fish, so... So yeah, another Social Climber. Doubt we play it, but... Another Botanical Plaza. Getting a little sketchy with that many tap lands in a format this aggressive. I guess I'm going to take it because I'm not going to play another Initiate, so... Alright, deck looks pretty good. You know, this is a format where I think Green-White is one of the better decks, but I think Blue-White is better. And we're not really, like, tempoing people the way you like to most of the time, but is this just going to be our deck? I think maybe it is. So, Security Bypass is kind of worth a look, but I think without, you know, the 2-mana 1/1 Connive double strike guy, without that, it's a lot less interesting. It's kind of wild. I don't think we have any counters in this deck, which is so weird. Yeah, we don't have a single... Oh, we have one Celebrity Fencer. Okay. Yeah, that's our only counter card. So Revelation of Power definitely gets worse in a world where you don't have counters. I might cut one Revelation for something. I don't know what, though. Like a third Social Climber. Broken Wings. Not so much. Splash. One of these blue cards, but none of them are that good for splashing because you need mana for them early. I want to cut a Revelation, but I'm also like, do we have anything to put in? I mean, a third Social Climber isn't exactly what I'm looking to do. I think maybe one of these is going to be better, though, than one of the Revelations. Thank you for the sub, the resub, Eon Volterra. So we only have 14 creatures. I mean, I guess we just throw in another Social Climber. Not thrilled about it. But I think it's better than the alternative. Oh yeah, these 3 islands we definitely... I almost left those in there. That would have been rough. Yeah. I think... I wonder if we cut a Plaza. We don't want too many tap lands in this world, and I think maybe we cut a Plaza. Kind of have to leave in the storefront because it's one of our ways to search up our blue. So... yeah. So that gives us, yeah, a whole bunch of white sources, 8 green sources, 3 blue. Then you also have this in there. So, yeah, all right. I like the look of the deck mostly. Like all the citizen stuff we have going on. The whole 3 Social Climbers thing is kind of a bummer. And Halo Fountain may end up coming back to bite us. But, you know, if I didn't have Rabble Rousing, I don't think I would have done it. But with Rabble Rousing, it's hard to say no. I don't have any mnemonic devices to remember them in this set. I just have played it enough and talked about it enough that I know them. Brokers is an easy mnemonic, I guess, though, because, as people say, Brokers is broken. Will our Halo Fountain in 3 Social Climbers derail our draft? Who knows? Oh, I need to turn on my record. All right, this is a keep. There's some of those Social Climbers. Ooh, I don't have any green. All right, well, we kind of got bailed out, but it's still a bad hand. Unless we draw a forest here, this is still a pretty bad hand. Because if we're not doing anything on turn 2, we're in some trouble. Well, they didn't do anything on turn 2, which really helps. Okay. Yeah, both of us are having a slow start. I probably would have mulliganed this hand in a world where I actually paid attention to my mana. I was just like, yeah, we have lands. Well, now we drew some green, which is nice. Yeah, so let's play Social Climber. Yeah, we're just gonna take that. I mean, It's not like we can't just gain that life back. Okay. I could consider attacking here. Like, and using Revelation, but that doesn't seem great. I think we just play the Darling. Next turn we can play and equip it, the Darling, with the Groundbreaker. And then the Darling starts cranking out tokens and stuff, so which will gain us life. Also put us in a good position to win this race, etc. Still, having 2 green sources right now is actually pretty nice, so... That's sad. Okay. Well, now we are interested in putting the Groundbreaker on our Crier. The Crier will already be a 2-1 as well because of the Darling. So I think we just play... I wonder if I attack here. I guess if I'm playing the Sky Crier, I probably do. So I'm not really intent on blocking with Social Climber, and if I can just trade, or not trade, but use a trick to kill one of these, that seems pretty good. Yeah, let's attack. Alright, getting in for 3 is fine as well. We'll play Sky Crier. I guess we play the Initiate too, actually. It'll be a 2-2. Yeah, you don't really want to try to use tricks defensively in this format, or most formats for that matter. So, we're not going to. You know, if your opponent has mana untapped, trying to use tricks is bad in this format. But right now, you know, I was complaining about Social Climber, but it's getting us back some value. And the Darling, you know, usually Hold for Ransom is really good in this format because it shuts down blockers so effectively. But when you put it on a creature with a static ability, it doesn't feel so good. Okay. So they only have 2 wide up. They could have a trick that lets them untap their creature, but I think we probably go for it with the Groundbreaker here and start running away with the race. I mean, at the very least, it makes them stop attacking us with the Overseer. So they can play their Adjudicators here and turn off blocking, but we've gained enough life that I don't feel really threatened by that. So there's a good chance they have tricks here. The question is whether I feel fine about trading for a trick. And I think the answer is probably yes. Especially because... yeah. So... I'm going to block one of these. Our Initiate is pretty good here because of the stats boost, plus it's like our backup plan with our Groundbreaker, so maybe I block with a Social Climber. And I probably do it on the Connoisseur, yeah. As expected, there is a trick, and that's the kind of trick that doesn't feel as good to trade for because it leaves behind some permanent value on the board, which I don't love, but yeah. Okay. So, do I try to race them here? I mean, I've got Revelation of Power, and then I can play out 2 creatures still. I mean, not if they block, I'll use my Revelation, but then I'll gain enough life that I don't think I care. The question is, do they have one more trick? Is the last card in their hand a trick? I think we leave back the Initiate and just attack with Sky Crier here. And then, yeah, we'll Revelation. Last card in their hand is not a trick. And play Civil Servant. Do I take this? I think we probably want to trade. Especially because, I mean, it's very... There is one trick they could have here. The Initiate's nice, but now with Dapper's Shieldmate in the way, it gets less attractive. I mean, you know, it destroys... If I give it Double Strike, it destroys the shield first and all, but... Yeah. I think we go ahead and block. Well, there's our Halo Fountain, and it does actually do a thing here. So that's kind of cool. I think we probably play it. So I'm not going over cards for the paper Baldur's Gate because it's a premium draft format that people only draft like twice. I will, however, be going over I will do a whole set review for the arena version, which will be a normal limited format, basically. So, all right, yeah. So we play Halo Fountain here. And we attack in the air. And I think we just leave our mana up because we can use this to untap our Skycrier and make a 1-1. It'll actually be a 2-1 because of our Darling. They can play their Adjudicators at some point, but it's not like our life is low enough for that to be what they want to do, you know? Do I make a blocker? I mean, I think we just take 5 here. We can afford to take 5. Even if they have Libation or something, we're fine. Ooh, we're not fine with that, though. Well, let's see what they do here. I do have our Adjudicators. We really need to draw the mana for it. Yeah, so they're going to turn those 3 things into 3/3 flyers. That is less than ideal. Well, I need to find more flyers. Or our rabble-rousing. Because, yeah, right now our Skycrier is only getting in 1 more hit, and it's dying. Yeah. So... Shoot. I think that Soul of Emancipation probably is going to get us. Especially because drawing a 5th land has been such an ordeal. Okay. Well... I think we attack with the Crier. You know, I probably should have played Social Climber first, because... Man, I wish I had a trick or something to blow this out. I'm just going to kill 1 Angel. And we're going to do this. Takes us back up to 19. So now, it's going to be hard to do things with our Halo Fountain. We have to hope they get too aggressive, basically, I think, if we're going to punch through. I guess our Libation would get us there. We have a lot of things that could get us there, I guess, but... So maybe we actually... I think I'm actually going to equip this to Civil Servant. And play Attended Socialite. Soul of Emancipation. That is not what you want to see. We could go for the alternate win condition. We're not going to get there, though. We will kill them before we get there, one would think. Okay. I like the aggression. 4, 7, 10. Then you have 4, 5, 6 mana. I mean, I think we just take this. So they're going to play their Adjudicators and shut something down. I mean, yeah. Well, okay, they're going to play Jewel Thief and Adjudicators. Yeah, that's not good. That does make our lives harder, unfortunately. Yeah, so we're going to play Social Climber. I mean, we're almost dead to the Flyers now. I made that block thinking they probably couldn't do more than play the Adjudicators, but clearly I was wrong. So, let's play Social Climber. Do I attack here just to make a token to gain a life? I guess it's effectively free. So, I think I do. Yeah? It is effectively free. So, we know we've got an Adjudicators coming. They do too. We can swing with those two. Makes sense. Oh, there's the Libation. Does it get us there? I think it does, because whatever gets through... We have 5 attackers. It depends what's in their hand, but Libation might bail us out of this here. Okay. Don't have lifelink, right? No. Okay, so let's attack with everything. Hope the thing in their hand doesn't actually do anything. We're dead next turn pretty much anyway. I mean, what we could do instead is attack with the Servant alone, but I think this gives us our best shot. Oh, I can actually buff it too. Didn't think about that. Yeah, okay. Next to blockers. Okay. Do we go for the Libation on the unblocked token? I think so. And we hope the thing in their hand is just like a combat trick that doesn't matter. Yeah! We got there. Halo Fountain actually did a decent job in that game overall. That was a long game for this format. We got bailed out there for sure by the lucky top deck. That's when the variance does go your way. People never remember that when things don't go their way, of course. So in today's Needs and Notes video, I talked some about variance, and how you have to remember it's part of the game, and it helps you on both sides, and that the Shuffler Truthers are... I talked a little bit about Shuffler Truthers, and they, of course, came out of the woodwork in the comments, as they do. It's always a good time. All right, pretty good hand. The fish tokens are actually pretty good with the fountain. We have all 3 colors. Don't think this is a hand where we play Halo Fountain. I mean, I think most hands are hands where you don't play it until later. I think this card would be a lot better if we had some Connive in our deck, because there are definitely games where you don't really want it. Man, backup agents would have been nice in our deck. They're great 2-drop citizens that also would have made, like, exotic pets a little better. That Darling of the Masses just sitting on the board that whole game is really what lost our opponent that game. Because the buff it was granting was a big deal. Are you going to make 1 into a 3/3? Yes, you are. Alright, so we're going to curve out here. I think. There's a potential to play the ground breaker and equip it next turn, but playing the Darling is probably just better. So we're going to attack. We're going to play Social Climber. Our deck is a life gain deck, basically. That's how it feels. Yeah, just playing the Darling buffs this thing's power to 2, so... And then they have to deal with it, and if they don't, I can put the Groundbreaker on it, and all that nonsense. Yeah, so we just take 3. Uh-oh. How many Throngs are you going to get here? I don't think I'm going to like the answer. 1 would be okay. At least it's not 3, I guess. Alright. So yeah, we play Darling here. Go up to 16. Attack with this. Go up to... back up to 18. There is a new Brawl video coming out tomorrow, actually. This format, I've sort of lost interest in to some extent. You know, I'm past the draft both days of the weekend phase. Yeah, that's pretty good. However, it does not permanently deal with it, and we can still gain back significant life. So I'm not super alarmed. I mean, that card is great. We would have... I wonder if I passed any of those, because splashing one of those would have been nice. Yeah, I think, you know, a lot of people mentioned in the comments how it's easier to get saltier on Arena. I think another reason for it is the volume of games you can play and how quickly you can play them, because it's like, yeah, you can just play so much Magic. Halo Fountain can, in fact, untap them, yeah, which is pretty funny. I don't really think that's what we want to do here, because drawing a card on this board is not awesome. I think I'm probably just going to attack with Skycrier, play the Adjudicators to shut down the 3/3, and go from there. Yeah, so, you know, we're not going to get the tempo out of this that we would like exactly, like, in terms of aggression, but turning off their best attacker and gaining some more life is pretty good. Now, if I'd already had the Fountain in play, it would have been kind of hilarious. I mean, getting 1/1/1 out of the Fountain, maybe that was worth it. I don't know, though. They are... Are they 5 colors? They are. Don't see a lot of that in this format, especially from a deck that looks this aggressive. Gathering Throngs cannot block Skycrier, so... Well, when you're just having a good time playing Magic and not experiencing the bad variance, you don't think about it. So, when it does pile up, you really... You feel it. So, they're going to kill something here. They just can't decide what. Or maybe they're tapping things down again. Seems like maybe they're tapping things down again, actually. Yep. That's kind of okay with us, I think. Civil Servant. Okay. Well, Groundbreaker. Equip it. This is a situation where Halo Fountain might actually be worth using to untap our creature. We get a 1/1 out of it. That should be a 2/1. And Darling can attack right now and generate another token, like, pretty easily. Yeah, I think we play Halo Fountain here. And then I think we just swing out. Yeah. They're probably blocking Social Climber here, if I had to guess. I'm a little scared about what their, like, 5-color deck is doing. There's a chance that they have Hostile Takeover, so we need to keep that in mind a little bit here. Maybe keep exotic pets in our back pocket as, like, our, if the board gets blown up. I don't know. People just really think, like, when randomness goes against them that there's something wrong. And, like, when people talk about... I mean, I think the matchmaker has some more legitimate problems, to be fair, but when people complain about getting matched up against bad matchups, like, that can happen if you go to a tournament in paper, right? You can just end up in a situation where you just get all the bad matchups. Like, it just happens sometimes, and it sucks. But it does happen. So, I don't think we attack with the Darling here. But I do think we attack with everything else and see what happens. I can then use Halo Fountain or play Civil Servant. I don't want to play the Groundbreaker here with all the mana they have untapped. I don't think it's necessary, really. So I think we just rumble with these. They probably block this with the Throng and kill a token, I guess. So, I guess drawing a card here is pretty good. But I may as well untap the one that's actually going to stick around and one of these. Because I can still play one of these if I do that. Yeah, so we're going to do that. We're going to do this. Still leaves us basically all of our options. Drawing a trick there would have been hilarious, but, you know. Okay, we actually get to keep the token. They are casualtying a lot. It scares me what they're trying to dig for. They are still at pretty high life. I mean, they're about to lose a little bit of it, but I feel like a board sweeper has to be a possibility here. I think I'm gonna play the Sawjack nonetheless. Yeah. Well, they're gonna blow up our fountain probably, but it did pretty well for us. I can live with it. We're about to play another powerful artifact too, so that helps ease the pain. Ooh, that is a spicy draw right here. All right, so hold for ransom on the cleanup crew. Ceremonial Groundbreaker. Yeah, I think we still equip the lifelinker. And we swing with everything. Halo Fountain, first 2 games, hadn't been bad, I don't think. Now, how much better has it been than, like, having, like, another Civil Servant? You know, maybe not that much better, but, you know, up against Rooftop Nuisance, It has been pretty nice. All right, so we dropped them to 1 here. Drop them to 1. Do they have a sweeper? Even if they do, Exotic Pets is pretty likely to finish them off. Ooh, are you going to make another cleanup crew? You are. Are you going to gain life? You can't really. You have to blow up my Groundbreaker. Okay. Maybe you don't. I don't know what else you have, after all. Yeah, their deck is interesting, because I guess it's mostly blue-white, but they're splashing 3 colors. Is what it would appear to be. Interesting. So I could play the Connoisseur and then Exotic Pets, give my whole board Death Touch and swing out. That's interesting. It does worry me a little, but I think the upside is worth it. Yeah, especially given this board state. Although I guess the Death Touch of it all doesn't matter that much against the 6/6. Yeah, it doesn't really. This can't block anyway. So it's probably not really what we're going to do here. Yeah, so I think we just attack with everything. Seems like a decent chance they kill Skycrier somehow. But that's fine. It's not that many cards that save them here. Yeah, that doesn't do it. They do finally kill that Skycrier, though. We've drawn really, really well in these 2 games. That's for sure. Hopefully we can keep it up until we hit Mythic. We need to win 2 more in a row and we can get there. Can we do it? It would be nice to just get that out of the way instead of like going up and down and up and down. And we haven't gotten our rabble rousing at all. So as always, I like to remind people that if you have Amazon Prime and you haven't used your Prime subscription, you can use it. You get one for free with Amazon Prime, and you can use it to support me if you use your Prime subscription here on Twitch. And you might have one that you don't even use. And if you don't, if that's true, consider using it on me. Okay. Solid hand. I do think this is one of the worst cards in our deck, but it's gonna happen. I have been Mythic ranked before. Back when I was going a little harder on streaming and streaming like 4 days a week, I usually hit Mythic in those formats. It's been a while though, because I haven't streamed 4 days a week in a long time. Yeah, so let's play this Plaza. Okay. You know, both of our 2-drops play pretty well off into attacking a Backstreet Bruiser. And I'd much rather trade my Socialite for it, so I'm actually thinking I might play it first. Yeah, let's play it first. The Servant also needs a Citizen or it can't get to 3 anyway, so all I have to do is play a creature here. Might get countered if we try. Thank you for the resub, MTG LaSalle. So I do think here we probably play the Servant. Although, if the thing's going to get countered, I'd rather have it be the Connoisseur. And I still don't necessarily have a Citizen next turn. I have to wait 1 more turn. So let's play Connoisseur here. I think it's getting Make Disappeared, if I had to guess, but no, maybe not. So I think we're fine with trading a trick here, although, as always, it's a lot worse to trade against a trick if it's either a cantrip or the equipment. but I can live with it. They've got one of them. If they do, they decided not to use it. Glad you enjoy the content, Huckabee. I'm glad it brought you some pleasure in difficult times. Ooh, gross. So that's why they were willing to block. Nice little combo. Alright. I think we'd probably play the Fencer. You know, I was talking about how it might be the worst card in our deck, but getting it down here and growing it, it's pretty good. I mean, I don't really have good attacks into these things until I start growing the Fencer, so... Next turn, I can turn off this Specialist. Well, you don't get anything, at least. You get nothing. Nothing. Other than information. I guess information's pretty good. Alright, they're gonna rumble. Ugh, it's such a pain. This card is such a cool design because you really want to kill it because it has lifelink, but if you kill it, you then activate another creature. So it's just such a pain, but I think we kind of have to block it. Just eat the lifelink and slowly grow our Celebrity Fencer, basically. So, it sucks, but that is, I think, what we needed to do there. Alright, so... let's adjudicate here. Turn off the Bruiser. Yeah. Attack them for 4. Yeah, I haven't gotten to play with this, surprisingly enough, given the almost 50 drafts. There's some Mythics I've played with more than once, but I haven't played with the Specialist at all. I have played against it, and it's always... there's, you know, this format has so... like, most of your decks have, like, 8 or 9 2-drops, that this is significantly better in this format than it would be in most, where you have, like, 4 or 5 2-drops. So, yeah. It's a nice little card. So, oh, hello. So they have a bunch of mana up here. How likely is it they have a counterspell? Pretty likely, unfortunately, in this format. Between Disdainful Stroke and Make Disappear, I mean, those are 2 very playable counterspells. I really want to play the Rousing and get that going, and it will also make our Fencer huge. I think we just go for it and cross our fingers. I mean, that's a lot of what you do in this format. Because there's so many swingy turns, you're just like, I hope this works. And I think that's what we're going to do here. The fail case is still that we attack them with our adjudicators. So, yeah. They got something for it. As suspected. I think. Maybe they're considering bouncing a creature? I don't know. They said hello. Is that a good hello or a bad hello? I don't know. Let's find out. It does look like this resolves. That may or may not mean anything. Free Inspiring Overseer on top of everything seems good. Although the climbers will get exponentially bigger, but if I have that many cards, it probably doesn't matter. So let's hit an Overseer there. And go to combat. What happens? I think something's happening. Ah. Well, that's a little better for us than the alternative. Well, the good news is we're pretty sure they don't have counter magic. Because that would have just been way better for them, I think. Although, maybe they were thinking, what, do I counter it or do I use out of the way? And then they were like, you know, out of the way draws me a card. Thank you for the gift sub, Voltron for life. We take 2. Okay. All right. Yeah, they are conceding already, basically. All right, so let's play this rabble-rousing again. I don't think it's quite as good game as they think. I mean, I guess it's going to get there, ultimately, but... All right, so Darling will pump them all when it comes down. That seems useful. We do have the Libation here, which basically gives us another +1/+1 if we want it. If we just pay 1 for it, that is. I think there's a good chance they double block the Fencer and kill it, but obviously that puts us way ahead of them, so... Interesting. So, obviously we kill this. I don't think we use Libation here. There's not really a reason to. We'll just kill the flyer. Yeah. So, if they have removal for the Fencer now, things look a lot brighter for them, mostly. Oh yeah, that was bad luck. The Larcenist into rabble-rousing. Yeah, that's probably what they were commenting on. Good call. Yeah, Fencer removal here would really alter... I mean, it would make our lives harder, and it looks like they might have it. They don't have straight-up removal. At least. So we'll be able to attack with these and back them up with a Libation, which I think is pretty good. Yeah, so... play this land, just in case. They are 1 mana away from playing Shattered Seraph, which is going to be annoying. Stack with both of those. We get 2 more 1/1s. Fencer gets bigger. How do you block? Alright, so... which do I want to kill more? That is the question. I could also just hold on to Libation, I guess. Because we've gone wide enough now that we can just kill them with Libation. You know? Maybe that's just better. Although, they are about to gain life. And that's going to make that a lot harder. Yeah. Alright. So I think we use Libation here. And I think we want to kill the Bruiser. The Initiate requires a huge mana investment to actually be a good blocker. So, yeah. So let's go with 4. X equals 4. Play a Civil Servant. So next turn, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we will hit the free card on Rabble Rousing. Yeah, they scoop. We have been very lucky. The magic gods want us to hit Mythic, I guess. I mean, our deck's good, but we've also been lucky, you know. That's often how things go, you know. People want to think it's all skill when they do well and all bad luck when they don't do well, but it's not. So. But yeah, we've had opponents, like, they struggled on mana in that game, too. See if things keep going in that direction. Keep it going. Keep it going. I haven't played at an LGS in quite a while. COVID sort of took away me doing that. At some point, I probably should again, though, yeah. All right, solid hand. It's funny, I was talking smack about Celebrity Fencer in that last game, but then it took over. See, this is awkward. We want to get blue mana and all, but we want to play Civil Servant on turn 2, so we're not playing the storefront for a while. We do have our 1+1/+1 counter card in Revelation of Power, which is nice. Yeah, so we play Plaza here. Such a good 2-drop. I don't dislike the Fencer, but it's not a great card, no. In a deck where you have rabble-rousing, obviously it's a lot better. So, I think we're in kind of a similar situation here where I consider like attacking with this and trading off with it more than I do with Civil Servant. So, yeah, we'll play the Socialite. Thank you for the sub and all the gift subs, Von Ham. I really appreciate it. My YouTube channel, the last month, algorithmically has not been doing awesome. So additional help on here definitely helps me. That's not ideal for us. So I think we take this turn to play our storefront and play Civil Servant. And then we probably don't attack. Grab our island. Yeah, play Civil Servant. Doesn't feel like I want to attack here. Thanks for the bits, MTG LaSalle. Alright, so they've got a lot of mana over there, don't they? I don't like it. Why do they have so much mana? Alright, so we're going to try to play Darling of the Masses here. See how that goes. Not thrilled about it, though. I could play Celebrity Fencer first, but I think we go with the Darling. Cross your fingers and hope they don't have it, like I said. Hype Train. Alright, well, that's brutal when I could have played something cheaper. You know, that hurts your soul a little bit. I don't think about Disdainful Stroke as much. I mean, you should, but Make Disappear is played so much more that it's more of what I had in mind, and that would have countered anything, but still pretty rough there. I swear, every time I've played against someone playing Obscura, they have Rafine, so let's hope they don't. Pickpocket's pretty good, though. Bounced Servant. I can't play 2 Civil Servants, which is kind of a bummer. I think we just play the Overseer here. Maybe we'll hit a land. That'd be awesome. We don't. Do I attack with the Socialite? I think so. Yeah. I'm fine with trading with either of these things, getting them off the board. I'm also fine with getting in for 3. So, yeah, I'll take it. Morning, Hefty Leffies, and thank you for the sub. Looks like we're almost about to hit a Hype Train, which I don't think I've ever done before, so that's cool. I don't know if that's new or I'm just not hype enough. Very good chance they have a trick here. But I think we still try to trade. It's just a question of how. I'm going to have my own flyer that'll be able to block this eventually. I think we probably get rid of the thing with the counter on it, so if they have Celestial Regulators, we don't have to worry about it. But yeah, there's probably a trick here. There is. Gross. Well, you know, for the first time today, I think we might be in trouble. I guess against that soul of the, What's-a-who's-it, I felt like we might be in trouble. But we got out of it. Probably need to start gaining life. Alright, so... these fish are going to be a problem, obviously. So... yeah, I kind of want to attack, but I also need to trade with these other things. Thank you for the sub, H-Mole Man. I am going to do, well, not a new Capenna Alchemy Limited review, because that's like a 4-day format or whatever, where they're going to have the alchemy cards. But... yeah, that hurts. But, I am going to do, words. A new Capenna, not new Capenna, a Baldur's Gate Alchemy Horizons review, because that's like a realer format. Okay, what happens here if I play Groundbreaker, equip it to Civil Servant, and gain life? Kind of not enough. Maybe we want Skycrier more. Probably do. Wish I had one more mana so I could play Fencer and Civil Servant, but we can't quite do it. So, yeah, let's play Skycrier here. We are in trouble, though. These fish tokens are making our lives difficult. I could play the Groundbreaker now, but I think another body that we can gain life with is probably a little better. You know, I think we rumble here with our Socialite. I haven't looked at any of the new Capenna Alchemy cards, so I don't know. I think some of them are really cool designs, for sure, like the alchemy stuff. You know, the digital-only idea, something I like. Kind of awkward it left our blue mana up. We can't really bluff anything with blue mana. So we stopped the Overseer from attacking us. Oh, that's a problem. That is a problem. It makes attacking on the ground harder. A lot harder. Something bad is about to happen. Oh yeah, so you kill my Social Climber, or you kill my Flyer. I guess that makes sense. Tap down both Civil Servants. Yeah, that might be it for us. I kind of have to block the Informant because this will be lethal next turn otherwise, so... Ow. Ooh. We drew the Halo Fountain again. We can only untap one of them this time, but we can attack and gain life? 2, 4, 5. It's kind of funny. Oh, we can't gain the life because we don't get the 1-1. Oh, no, it will be here. The 1-1 will be here. That's probably our best bet because... Unfortunately, I can't play the Groundbreaker and equip it or anything. But that'll take me up to 9. They can swing at us for 5. And then maybe we can go wild with the Groundbreaker. I guess we'll see. But I think this is best. I can't block any of this stuff anyway, so... You go up to 9. They swing for 5. I mean, if they have... There are various tricks that kill us or almost kill us here, so... Don't think we can get too excited. I'm not planning on playing the Alchemy Draft, but I might, I guess, if it's next weekend. If it's on next weekend or the weekend after. Next weekend might be the last stream of this format because I'm doing an Alchemy Horizons Baldur's Gate review. Alright, so we go to 4. Uh-oh. Well, the good news is... The good news is we can untap again for value. The bad news is I'm not sure... Can we gain enough life now to not die? Because we still can't block any of that stuff. 2, 4... You know... If I'd ever played the Fencer and gotten a counter on it, we might have been in a little better shape here. Yeah, okay. So they can swing at us for 7, and I can gain enough to survive one more turn. So that's what we're going to try to do. That's the plan. Counter magic undoes us here, though. 2, 4. Yeah. I guess we could use Revelation of Power to try to gain more life would be our backup plan. Let's equip this thing. So many things can go wrong in this format here. But if nothing goes wrong, we may actually survive another turn. I have to see. Ooh, that's not what we want to do. I guess in response, I could have made another citizen, but obviously that's sort of silly. All right, so yeah, I mean, Revelation of Power would get us to 11. Doesn't really make a difference in the race, so I think we just hit him for 5 here. And we'll leave up mana for Revelation. I'm sure we're just going to make a citizen at the end of their turn, though. Uh-oh. There's 1 more damage. Still not enough to kill us yet, but they don't need much to get there. Halo Fountain doing work again. Uh-oh. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7. That's lethal now. If only I'd gained that additional life. 2, 4, 6, 7, 9. Yeah, they have exactly lethal. Boo. Yeah. Not anything we can do about it. Well, you know, we started off winning 4 in a row. I think. Was it only 3 in a row? Might have only been 3 in a row. If nothing else, like, it's been fun to play with Halo Fountain in this draft, even if we end up just, like, cratering to a 3-3 now. Hopefully we don't, but... Right, going first is always nice. I mean, it's true in any format. It's really true in this one. Pretty good hand. Right now, this is kind of an awkward Halo Fountain hand, but, you know, maybe it'll do a thing. People in the comment section of today's like Need to Notes video about being salty like fascinate me. Who like believe like there's one person who's talking about how every time they draft they start out 4-0 and then lose 3 in a row. But then the question is, why doesn't everyone do that? Like what? Why is it only affecting you? Do they take the time to rig it against you only? Because that seems unlikely, I think. Alright, so let's attack for 1. Grab a blue. We didn't play a 2-drop. We did play a 1-drop, though, so I can live with it. Glad you like this week's Need to Notes. It's not doing the best in terms of views, unfortunately, but a lot of my content this month just hasn't. It's very weird when you look at your analytics and the click-through rate is the same, which means when people see the content, they're clicking through at the same rate, but there's fewer impressions, and it's like, I have no control over that, really. So, what's the deal, YouTube? So, I think we attack with our Initiate here. If they block, we can just do the double strike thing. And if they don't block, well, we play something. Question is whether I want to play Civil Servant more than Social Climber. It's normally right to use as much mana as possible, but Servant with the Darling in play next turn, it'll be able to attack as a 4/3 with lifelink. So I think we actually play the Servant. But yeah, this is, in terms of revenue, this has been my worst month on YouTube in a long time, which is a bummer. But I've also had months where they recommend my content a ton for inexplicable reasons. Oh, I actually already have the Initiate. Yeah, playing the Darling here is great. Here's hoping they don't have a counterspell like Disdainful Stroke or Make Disappear. It's unfortunately pretty likely, but I mean, I could try to play around it a little. I don't think we want to, though. Yeah, we're going for it. Do we get burned again? Looks like we probably do. Alright, it's Make Disappear at least, which makes me feel less bad, because it's not like it couldn't be countered by the other card. Alright, so I guess Halo Fountain and Civil Servant is a nice little combo. Yeah, it could be the recession in terms of fewer people on YouTube, basically. Thus, fewer impressions. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, I think we just play Groundbreaker now. I was going to do something a little sillier, like play Halo Fountain, but I think just going Groundbreaker, stick it on Civil Servant, attack with it, tap our Initiate is better. Will we lose back-to-back games where a Darling of the Masses got countered on turn 4? Hopefully not. We're in great position right now. They have a pretty good board, though, honestly, in terms of, like, the amount that these two cards can accomplish, especially considering their 1-drops. Like, you know, 2 bodies from this, and, yeah. Oh, Rafine's Silencer. Here to ruin our lives again. The good news is, putting it on the Initiate is still pretty spicy. Wow, they discarded a Nightclubber. I guess our board isn't very, Nightclubber friendly. Come to think of it. Okay. Is it time to play Halo Fountain? Probably not still. I have another source of income, but I'd say about 75% of my income comes from Magic stuff. It's sort of, the way I say it is, my content creation is my full-time job, but I also have a part-time job. It's kind of how it works out at this point in my life. So we could play the Fountain. just to get a 1/1. I mean, I think it's better just to add a very real body to the board than it is anything else. And another thing we can equip, yeah, so also something that doesn't die to the silencer is appealing. So, we're probably going to lose our servant here, but that's okay. It has trample, so, you know, they can kill this, or they can, I guess, kill the initiate if they really want to. Neither option is super attractive. Yeah. So, I think we put this on the initiate, because then it'll be a 3/2 that I can give double strike to that has trample. That seems pretty good. I mean, I guess it's cheap enough to equip. Putting it on the Sawjack here is fine. Yeah, we can move it again if we need to on our next turn. Halo Fountain is probably going to play a role in this game at some point, I would think. Maybe this next turn. Ooh, that's a problem. Does take a little while to get going, but I mean, they can already make it a 2/2, which is kind of annoying. Alright, so... I mean, the thing about equipping the initiate that I don't love is the mana I have to sink into it. So, yeah. Don't love that. I mean, I think we attack with just attack with the Sawjack here. Trying to decide if I want to play Halo Fountain up front here and start going off with that. Like, try to find our big bomb. But making creatures is probably just going to be better. Alright. So, I mean, playing creatures is probably just going to be better. Let's attack with the Sawjack. See what they do. Alright, so I may double block here. Definitely kill the Grifter if that's what they do. I think they will double block here. Yeah, so kill the Grifter. So if I played the Fountain, I could have, like, made something there, but, you know. I think just playing our Social Climber and equipping our Initiate is fine. Three that can gain double strike when they're at 8. 3/3 with trample that can gain double strike when they're at 8 isn't too bad. I kind of need to find, like, if I'm gonna punch through the last few damage in this game, I either need a flyer or our hideaway enchantment. I need one of those things. Otherwise, there's a good chance they find a way to stabilize here. Oh, another Civil Servant is nice. It doesn't have a Citizen to go along with it just yet, but... Alright, so I think we attack with the Initiate. They can make this a 4/4, but I'd still kill it. And then I can still play Civil Servant. That seems fine. Yeah. Get in there, Initiate. So you crew that. I guess attacking with both probably wasn't worth it because, yeah. So they're going to use their hearse here. Wonder if they have a trick or something, or if they're just willing to trade their hearse. If I get rid of the hearse, I feel a lot better about our chances in this game. Obviously, they can make it big enough that it survives the first hit, but it then dies to the second hit. So... we still get rid of the hearse. Huh, that went better than I expected it to. I gotta say, if it was me, I think I would have considered just blocking with the Snoop. I mean, you still take damage and lose a card, but you make me spend 3, and you still have your Hearse, which can get bigger. Looks like they're about to cast Rogue's Gallery, which is one of the sweet black cards to splash. Oh no, it's a Newsy. Yeah, that's pretty bad as well, since it's turned all the way on right now. Halo Fountain time? No, probably not. I keep thinking we're gonna get there, and then I'm like, you know... I think... just do this. Yeah, we do this. Mostly because it's cheaper to do. And we attack. They're gonna probably double block, but we get rid of the Newsy. And then we play... another Social Climber, I think. Yeah. Yeah, let's just play... I mean, Exotic Pets with this is going to be pretty good at closing things out. I guess that could just be our plan. That's probably what we should do here, yeah. Yeah. Also goes well, if we ever do play this Halo Fountain in this particular game, it goes pretty well with that. Do you have another big angel? We're gonna find out soon, I'm sure. Now Rogue's Gallery seems likely, the way they're looking at their graveyard. Yeah, there's Rogue's Gallery. Gross. Hopefully we can beat that. It's not gonna be easy, though. Glad that Quasar wasn't already in there. That would not have been fun. So this lifelink is going to make it a lot harder. They're going to gain life from this too. All of that is bad in terms of us finding a way to close this game out. Okay. Ooh, I didn't... I should not have tapped my mana like that. Mistakes were made. Try to close this thing out. Play this Halo Fountain. I should have played Social Climber here instead. So I have another creature that can pressure them for real, but... what are you gonna do? We are at 37. And yes, they can gain back 3 and then 3, but... you know... I definitely blocked the Newsy, right? Yeah. I mean, we blocked the repeatable source of life gain that they have, for sure. I don't know why we wouldn't. Yeah. Alright. I mean, a 4/4 is pretty good on this board. So, again... oh, I guess we'll have enough mana left over to make a 1/1 at least. That's nice. So yeah, play Adjudicators. Shut down the Seraph. And at the end of their turn, we need to remember to make a 1/1. The fish thing is pretty interesting flavor-wise. I guess they were just like, you know, like Sleep with the Fishes, which is even a card. It's like, I don't think fish, though, when I think of mobsters. Even with the phrase Sleep with the Fishes being a thing. I mean, we're not blocking. Why would I block? You know, if there's any deck where this makes sense, this is basically it because of the fact that we have all these, we have the fish, and then we have the citizen things that tap stuff. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense in a lot of decks, but I think it makes sense in this one. So, do I want to draw a card this time? I mean, I think we're going to kill them either way, but, you know. Not really a reason to attack with the adjudicators. I guess if they have, like, kill shot or something, making them block this is fine. Yeah. So we have enough mana, we could make a 1/1 and make a draw a card. I think maybe playing Social Climber is just going to be better, but there's also the small chance they have removal or a sweeper, but depopulate costs more mana than that. So yeah, let's just play the Social Climber here. I can decide how I want to untap these later. Thank you. Thank you for the sub, Lord Waffles. Oh, both do require tap, it's true. I couldn't get as much value as I wanted. Good news is, if they do have a sweeper that they play here, I can at least use it to draw... I can draw a card first, but it's kind of unlikely they have one, frankly. Yeah, I do think we're going to draw a card for that reason, though. Okay, alright. So, certainly feels like they have a way to kill the bigger fish here. But I think we make them do it. We could move this to, like, Social Climber, but I don't think we do it. I think we attack with the fish. See what happens. They probably go to 2. Kill shot the big one. Bounce the big one. Sure, I'll put it on top. They go to 2. Then, I think we play our own flyer. Do I bother playing anything else? Or do I just equip the fish? I think I'm just going to equip the fish. This game has felt like we've been winning the whole time, but getting the last of their life to go away has been tough. It has been a slog. Once again, I mean, I think we just attack with the fish. I mean, I could move the equipment and nonsense like that, but I just don't think that matters enough. I think we, you know, they have to kill this or they're dead. And if I attack more aggressively, we could be in some trouble. All right. So, yeah, we have enough mana here. We may as well crank out a 1/1 while we're at it. Even if it's not an unblockable 1/1. And then... getting the Connoisseur online on a future turn seems pretty good, but we can do it with the Fountain. Yeah, so that means we want to play the Connoisseur this turn. We also just want to go wide. I mean, they're at 2 after all. Yeah, then we'll play another Social Climber. I missed out on a life there, but it's whatever. So next turn we can play Skycrier. If we get Death Touch going and swing out, I mean, they're probably dead anyway. But, yeah. So let's equip a Citizen. Because we can. We're at 40, and we've, like, never been in any real danger, but they keep on keeping on over there, that's for sure. Oh, man. Well, you know, yeah, this will get the Venom Connoisseur going too. So we definitely play the rabble rousing here, which is ridiculous to draw, but it's a lucky day. It's just one of those days. Wow, we only hit one spell. I can't complain, obviously, but you know. So everything's gonna have Death Touch, and we're gonna gain a bunch of life. That's a lot of triggers. they didn't want to sit through them. All right, back to 1 win away. I do admire their tenacity too. They were right on the cusp of turning things around a couple times there, but never quite got there. Halo Fountain, I mean, has been legit in this deck. I do think you need really the right composition, and it involves having lots of, first of all, good ways to go wide, but also payoff, you know, having good payoffs for alliance payoffs and stuff like that makes a difference. Civil servants make a difference because they make it easy for you to tap things down for good value anyway, without having to actually attack with them. So yeah. All right. Pretty solid hand. Probably spend turn 2 grabbing blue mana. Yep. Alright. So I think that means we want to play a social climber. Not really worth an attack here. I mean, I could spend my whole turn. Well, no, yeah, it's double strike only. It doesn't have the power boost right now. So yeah, not worth using my whole turn just to trade for that. So we're just gonna play social climber. I could just try to turn on the jets and race them here with exotic pets, but because of the prevalence of Nightclubber, I don't love the idea of doing that right now. Alright, so we attack with Social Climber. I could have played one of these first just to gain the life, but I think making them think we might have a combat trick is slightly better. I am very okay with that trade. Like, Body Dropper is a menace. Don't hate trading for murder either. Neither of those... Huh. It's a menace, get it? I didn't do that on purpose, but... An accidental pun. Alright, so... yeah, we attack with Cabaretti Initiate here. I think we just play out Socialite and Servant. Yeah. The scary thing is they still have a lot of gas in their hand, and they could have Hostile Takeover, which is brutal. But like earlier, where we've been like, well, we have exotic pets as a backup plan. That's true here, too. Though... them being at 20 makes that being our backup plan a lot less appealing. Yeah. I think something's getting strangled, maybe. I would think it would be Civil Servant. Well, there's the Nightclubber I was afraid of. At least it's gone. I mean, it's done its thing. It's not gone. That would be nice, but... alright. So... we do that. Then we do this. Then we attack them. I mean, we hit them for 3. Because of the 2-mana 1/1 that makes us discard, I'm going to hold on to this forest. Oh yeah, we're starting to be in trouble. I think they should have blitzed this. Yeah, we're gonna exotic pets now. Let's hope they don't have that sweeper I was a little worried about, and let's hope we can just outrace them with fish. That's not necessarily an easy thing. But yeah, with Girder Goons, I think it's right to blitz it like 90% of the time. Now, it did keep me from attacking, and they're behind enough that maybe this is one of those times where you actually don't blitz it, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna... Ugh. So the annoying thing about killing this Nightclubber is they may be able to get it back with Rogue's Gallery or Cemetery Shift or whatever. Maybe I just take 6. I'm just gonna take 6. We're at 24. We can take it. Yes. So that's what I was worried about. They're going to be able to do it anyway. The graveyard value is real. Bye-bye, fish tokens. Yeah. It's going to be a tough one. We didn't get a great start, and the double Nightclubber has been pretty nasty. That definitely helps. The awkward thing is I don't really want to attack with my Initiate here. But obviously this card could save us, as it often does. So, Darling, yeah. I mean, I could attack with the Initiate. If I could pay for the double strike, I would do it 100%. But because I can't, I kind of think we have to be a little more conservative. I think I just swing with the Civil Servant and do the gain 3. Yeah. But they're about to play something big enough that I can't really keep attacking through it. If I can find one of my cards that just, like, gives me free alliance triggers, we might be in business, because then at least I get value from attacking, but... Ooh, a flyer is really good. Flyer is quite good here. Alright. We do not attack. I mean, we basically get a free 1/1 if we do, and we can make them worry about a combat trick, I guess. Yeah, we'll let this replace itself if nothing else. We need one of our shovels is what we really need. Go to 10. They can kill our Skycrier. I think we're in some trouble. We're in some trouble, and they can. I think we're gonna draw here. Yeah. Yeah, I think we do. If the game goes long, I mean, they're gonna mill before we do. It's kind of unlikely it does, but I think we need to find something. What? 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 What happened there? Exactly. I think they thought I had a trick to save it, and they, like, conceded before they saw what I was doing. Because they're in pretty good shape here. Alright, well, that's one way to get to Mythic, I guess. That was strange. I don't know what they were thinking there. Just that I had... I mean, it's easy to rage quit in this format. Because so many people make you... You know, you try to cast removal and your opponent's like, lol, I played a combat trick, it doesn't happen. And I think they thought that's what we were doing with our tapped lands. That was anticlimactic. I'm with you. There was a lot more to go in that game, I think. But yeah. Well, we hit Mythic. Number 1021. Let's see if we can stay up there in the numbers instead of the percentages. This draft is probably going to get us to 60%. Because we were very close to it anyway. Alright, pretty good, pretty good. Have all our colors. Have a 2-drop. Can't complain. This has been a funny draft because we've been quite lucky, and then we had that opponent who quit when they were in, like... I'd say, like, in that game state where I was having to draw a card with my Skycrier, like, I think they were probably, like, 75-80% to win that game. And they scooped. So that helps. You know, that helps. Does help. Alright. Play our Skycrier. I mean, we don't have anything to do next turn, so we may just play Halo Fountain. The question's going to be whether it's better to play this tap land than Halo Fountain. I don't think so. This thing's probably going to attack us and gain them 3 or whatever, but... Here we go. I could also just slam hold for ransom on this, which frankly might be the better play, but it may be what we do next turn anyway. Yeah. Let's play our Fountain. See if we can get it going like we have so far. Alright, it kind of looks like they're not going to gain life. Thank you very much for the gift subs, Derelict. Rumor Gatherer. Okay. So... I think... we attack. In fact, I know we attack. And then we're going to play Hold for Ransom on Civil Servant. And we kind of hope they don't read Halo Fountain, because it's a weird card, and they try to attack us with that Rumor Gatherer. Either way, we're going to make a 1-1 here, so, you know. Either way. That is not a citizen. Don't read Halo Fountain. Attack us with your Rumor Gatherer. Darn. They read it. Yeah, so I think we play Adjudicators here. It does mean we're not going to do a Halo Fountain thing this turn, but that's okay. We don't need to be doing it every turn. They can still make a treasure. Are they going to play Zia Tora here? Because that would be bad. I tell ya. Okay, I can live with a Rocks Pummeler. I can live with that, for sure. Especially when I'm thinking Zia Tora might be about to hit the battlefield. Alright, we are kind of running out of gas. Good news is Halo Fountain gives us some gas. No matter what. You know, you need flyers, too, really, to fully get the Halo Fountain action going. Do that. We're going to play Sawjack. And we're going to end our turn. It's funny, this stream hasn't been the best in terms of the number of viewers I have, but you guys have been very generous today, so thank you for that. Probably my best stream in terms of money in a while. That's annoying. So, I probably... They have so much gas. Yeah, it is Riveteers, but they have red and green, so they used a treasure, so they could have played Zia Tora, is the point. I think I put a token in front of the pummeler to get rid of its shield. I don't really want it to have a shield. Alright, so we can start drawing cards here with our lands. So, do I want to play this forest first? Because then I could sack one of these, but I could also just make a 1/1 this turn, and that's probably going to be fine on this board. So I can even give this Death Touch at instant speed, which is pretty spicy. Yeah, I think I hold on to this to bluff, because I think there's so many good tricks in this format that bluffing is pretty spicy. Pretty spicy. Thank you for subbing, Derelict, in addition to all those gift subs. Because, yeah, if I can put this Connoisseur in front of this 6/3, I think we're pretty happy about that. This 4/2 is the bigger problem, I think. Oh, God, there is Jetmir. Well, I think they might have gotten us here now. Their whole board gets Trample. So we could be in some trouble here. What else are you gonna play? I'm very frightened. Okay, yeah, alright. Now we can't even attack with Skycrier anymore, really. Okay. Alright, I think I can do a decent job here of blocking. So we give Death Touch to the Connoisseur. It's gonna block the Pummeler. Ugh. Do I block the Socialite with the 4/4? That seems pretty bad. So does, like, the tokens blocking. I kind of have to do it, unfortunately. I mean, it's unlikely we're going to manage to make it out of this anyway, but... Okay. Alright, so... Try to grab something with this. I don't think there's anything that'll do it for us, but hey. Yeah, no. So we lose. That's okay, we got to Mythic. we had a, kind of a free win. We dropped below 1,200 with that loss. We are 5-2 now, right? Was that our last game? I don't think so. I think we're 5-2. Yeah. That Jetmir was gross. This set is going to be interesting to revisit on the old what I got wrong video, because I think it's going to be a set where I got a lot wrong. Most of us did. Nobody thought this format was going to be like a fast, assertive, aggressive format. Nobody thought that. Nobody thought you wouldn't be playing like pretty deep into a third color. Like Witness Protection, actually is solid playable in this format. There's so many formats where that's not true. This isn't one of them. I think even if we finish 5 and 3 here, we hit 60% win percentage. So that's nice. Especially if we can keep it there. It's taken a while to find people. I guess people are over New Capenna. I don't blame them, so don't blame them. I don't think it's the worst format ever, even in the Arena era. I think it's better than Forgotten Realms and... yeah. Probably Ikoria. I mean, I think we keep this, but it is a bit awkward in terms of... if I weren't on the play, I think I'd be a little more afraid of not having a 2-drop. Well, gives us time to play these lands. That's for sure. Look at them with their Chandra sleeves playing a blue-white deck. Chandra would be ashamed. The enemy colors, man. Well, is red actually... red's actually an allied color, I guess, right? Yes. Shows what I know. Ooh. Of course, we get it. We have a hand that does not have that many creatures in it, but maybe we'll be okay. Our luck has to even out somewhere after how this has gone so far. Yeah, we definitely take 3. Okay. I honestly think I'd rather play out the Servant and try to go a little wider ahead of Rabble-Rousing than I would before Ceremonial Groundbreaker. Yeah. I thought blue was like the primary enemy color. But I guess, does each color have 2? I guess so. They have 2 allied and 2 enemy. Maybe. Am I crazy? Alright, well that makes me very glad I didn't try the Ceremonial Groundbreaker route there. So if I stack these correctly, I could make this a 3-3, but it's not like that makes a big difference against the 3-2, so... here's hoping they don't have a way to interact. I mean, it does make sense here. Oh, God. That's not good. We do know they can't do anything about rabble-rousing, I guess, is the plus side. But, Ledger Shredder is a problem. So how do I actually make it so these stack correctly? What do I have to do? Because I don't think it's going to stack correctly on its own here. I should know this, but it doesn't come up as often as you would think. Too bad I'm not playing paper. Is there like an option I have to change? I almost think there is. Auto-assign combat damage. Auto-order triggered abilities. Turn that off. Attack. And then we want this one first. So that's what we have to do. I figured it out. Yeah. Make a 1/1. want to turn that back off because that's awful. There's a reason to have it set that way. And that reason is that it's kind of awful. So they have 1 white mana up. Interesting. Interesting. Ceremonial Groundbreaker. I mean, the problem is these bodies are pretty beefy over here. It might just be better to slap the Groundbreaker on the Citizen, because... Oh no, it's not enough. They still have a 4 toughness creature. And I don't have enough mana to really go wild here. So, alright. Let's play this Storefront. So, Groundbreaker or Darling of the Masses. I mean, it feels like playing the Darling is definitely the better option. The problem we have here is we can't really... There's not really an advantageous attack. I mean, I think I attack with Civil Servant and tap this. But they're going to trade with it. I mean, I guess that's fine if they do. But yeah, and I guess that's what we do. But I don't love it. Do it in this order again. Alright, so they block. I'm gonna turn this setting back off because we no longer have that, and I would like them auto-ordered. We in some trouble here for sure. Ledger Shredder is a monster. Now that these are 2/1s, Groundbreaker does make every one of our creatures into a threat, at least for now. The bad news is that Ledger Shredder is going to get bigger. We're really going to need a little bit of help here. A little bit. Namely, removal. We have some. Maybe we'll top deck it. We've been lucky. We have been lucky. Groundbreaker number 2. Could be worse. Alright, so Groundbreaker. Equip the Groundbreaker. Attack with the Citizen. So, if I use Revelation of Power right now, our opponent will get to connive. I don't really want to enable that, so I don't think I'm gonna. Yes, block with the Ledger Shredder. That would make my life a lot easier. They did just take it, which is kind of bold, but probably means some bad things are about to happen to us. There's a Witness Protection. I was just talking about how that card is better in this format than it would normally be. And it does have a big impact on this game. I can put 2 Groundbreakers on one token, though. Yeah, attack for 4. Okay. Okay. God, I just don't want to let them connive, but it's tempting here to play the Fencer and start getting those triggers going, because it can really get out of hand. And why wouldn't I? Yeah, once I play the Fencer, I can just swing with everything and not care about anything. So, well, I don't really want to attack with this, actually. But the other stuff can all attack. I'm never going to get rid of Witness Protection. I mean, I actually should attack with this. All 4 should attack here, yeah. And then this will get massive. I doubt we're going to want to use Revelation of Power here, but hey, who knows. We do have Asparo's Adjudicators under this, which is going to be pretty sweet. Also, we have Revelation of Power, and this is our one card where that actually matters. So that's cool. Okay. Do I use Revelation of Power here to kill Quasar and let them connive? Probably. I probably do. Yeah. Quasar is a problem. Yes, yes, enjoy your connive. Uh-oh. Okay, they don't have a real response, I'm glad to hear. /C. They do have a bunch of flying damage coming our way, but... yeah, I mean, they could play this and shut down our Fencer, and maybe just kill us over the next 2 turns before we can do anything. We'd have our own Adjudicators to shut down one of their creatures, which is good. Yeah. They attack us for 6, probably... Interesting they decided not to gain 2 there. /frightening. Okay. So we probably want to blank one of the flyers because I can at least block the Adjudicator. I mean, it'll make it so the Adjudicator can block this turn, but that's probably okay. I think playing the lifelink body is better than playing another Groundbreaker here. And I don't want to play both. I don't want to let them connive if I can help it. Although, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe I just do, because that can be the creature I make unable to attack. Yeah, I mean it does give them the ability to find more stuff, which I don't love, but you know. Do I just suit up one citizen, make it big and hard to block? That's probably better. Although it's worse if they have some stuff. Yeah. Alright, so we attack here. We get our Adjudicators. Oh yeah, they get to do it anyway here because we cast the Adjudicators for free. We're going to turn off Ledger Shredder, because we don't want to die in the air. And we don't have anywhere close to lethal right here, so... Hey, Find Us, glad you made it to the stream. And hey, Jen Stukov. Alright, they block. Okay. So... do I play Civil Servant? Is it necessary? I mean, it might be. Like, gaining life could be pretty important here, so... let's play the Servant. As long as they don't have something amazing here, I think we're gonna win. Depopulate or something like that would be bad, but we'd also get to draw off of it. If they have another Adjudicators, we might be in trouble. But this can't attack us. We're at 7. They say good game because they have lethal? No. Alright, we got there. Rabble-rousing can do that. Rabble-rousing can do that. The day's going pretty well, Fire to Streams. We're doing well in the games. And it's been a pretty lucrative stream. And we hit Mythic, so that's all pretty good. Fewer viewers than usual, but I think that's to be expected this late in a limited format that is not considered great. Yeah, I would have died. I mean, I wouldn't have had, you know, shutting off one of their creatures is what we needed to do to not die there, so. Can we get 7 wins with this deck in addition to it helping us reach Mythic? That would be cool. The problem with this format, Fire Dust, is it's not really a 3-color format. So if you really like 3-color decks, this format doesn't seem like the right one for you, since you're usually only splashing a 3rd color. Which is still a 3-color deck in a technical sense, but it's not what I mean when I say a 3-color deck or 3-color format or anything like that. Okay, pretty good hand. You know, we don't have the most powerful of cards, but we do have all of our colors and things to play the first several turns. So I can't complain about that. All right. I guess I'm going to get... Oh, I don't have a choice. I only have 1 island, so... And I was going to say, I don't really need more than 1 island. That is a scary 2-drop. Hello, Espada Duos. More viewers are always good. So I think we play Sky Crier and hope we can trade it for that thing. Obviously, in this format that loves tricks, there's a very real chance that they have a trick. Or they just play backup agent. Gross. You don't really want to see a Park Heights Pegasus. You know, 2-drops are king in this format, and that's a nasty one. Alright, well, we're not blocking, so... Off to the races. Play this Social Climber. Yeah, fixing is nice in this set, so splashing a 3rd thing is pretty easy. I mean, in this deck, I think we only have 2 blue cards, and one of them's an Adjudicators who fixes for itself anyway. Usually you go a little deeper than that. Like 3 to 4 3-color, like, cards that are the 3rd color are usually in your deck in this format. We went more shallow on it than usual. Yeah. So if they can play 2 creatures here and hit us with the Pegasus, we're in some trouble. We need to draw removal or our reach citizen guy. We'd only have 1 green, which is kind of awkward right now. Interesting. So they're going to warm welcome. If they tap their mana differently, they could have played 2 things here. That hurts for them. I feel the pain. Ah, we drew more green, which is nice. We can at least shut this down for a turn, but they're probably going to play 2 creatures this time, if I had to guess. I think we go ahead and play these out now so we gain the life, because it's likely they kill our Social Climber. Keeping our life high enough. I'm just worried about the card advantage they're eventually going to generate. That's my big concern. But maybe we'll be okay. Nope. That's gross. They played 2 creatures, so now they draw a card when they hit us for 3. That's not really how you want that to go down. Okay, we did draw a reach creature, but I think we actually play Adjudicators first. Although, what I was thinking is I'd target the Pegasus and just swing out. But if I target the Revelers, I can really swing out. That said, I mean, I do think we play the Adjudicators. It's just a question of what do I target. You know, I think it's the Pegasus. We need to turn off that nonsense. And all my creatures can still attack. And the best they can do is trade or chump block. So I'm down with that. So, I think this is a game where we probably have to draw our Hideaway enchantment if we're going to get there. I guess maybe our Halo Fountain would get us there too, but it's less likely to, for sure. I mean, the nice thing is, I don't know what they're going to play, but Sawjack allows me to attack with everything again, pretty much. So we can keep the pressure on them. I don't like that they're thinking this long. That's usually not a good sign. Yeah, Jewel Thief is not my friend. I guess Skycrier won't be able to attack this next turn. Ooh, gross. That also makes our attacks a lot less effective. Okay. Do I trade? It's kind of appealing too, but I don't think so. Ooh. Okay. I can dig that. So we play Hold for Ransom. I think we played on the upstart. Yeah. Because that lets us attack a lot more effectively here. Yeah. Hold for Ransom on the upstart. Play High Rise Sawjack. Go to combat, attack with these three. Yeah, that made our turn a lot better. So Connoisseur will kill the Jewel Thief. They go to 8. That's within range of dying to fish, which is a perfectly normal sentence in Magic. So we definitely try to kill the Pegasus if it attacks us here. I don't like that they're hovering over it, though. That might not bode well for us. We're down to a plains. Opponent doesn't know that, but... Oh, good. An absolutely massive creature. At least it doesn't have flying, I guess. Okay. Yeah, we need some fish. Gross. Yeah, I mean, I can't really block that very effectively. I think we just take it. We probably have to stop attacking after this, but I think if we, like, chomp or double block that, we're pretty much dead. I mean, we're going to have to throw bodies in front of the muscle to keep in this game to begin with. Oh, that's interesting. We're not playing black, so I will go down to my last card. So this is going to be a 9/9 when it attacks us. That's going to be fun. Alright. I think we're going to do what you almost never want to do in this format, which is use a trick defensively. Because if I can kill the Rakish Revelers by making this a 6/6, that's pretty appealing. Makes it so this will only be an 8/8. I can still effectively block the Pegasus, too. Okay. Oh. Blitz creature. The Blitz creatures ruin your life. That's just what they do. You know, unless you're the one playing them. We don't have even a single one in our deck, do we? I was not even a strong arm. That's sad. Of course, we ended up doing pretty well, but... So... Gotta chump Freelance Muscle. We're gonna let this hit us. We're gonna let the Devil hit us. There's something to be said here for... No, there's not. Okay, they're swinging out. That's a 9-9. Alright. So we block this, obviously enough. We block this. Who's chumping? Probably Skycrier, unfortunately. If I let both of these X1s die, the Devil's a lot less of a problem. But... it's... I feel like keeping the body so we can chump again is probably better. So that means they're hitting us for 6. And we're going to gain back 1. So if they hit us for 6, though, and we let this Devil live, we're pretty much dead. So that's not so good. Alright. Kind of have to do this. We're still pretty much dead, but a little better chance if we get rid of that thing. So we're going to use Revelation of Power and kill the Rakish Revelers. Ooh. Well, that just means we're dead because of Trample. I mean, I could play Revelation on this, but I don't think that's going to do enough. And then this dies. Everything dies, so... Yeah, we do get to kill it, but... Still lethal. I guess using it on our flyer would have given us the one more turn we needed, but... Alright, you know, I can't complain. We had some pretty nice luck this draft. Finished 6-3, had some bombs. I mean, especially, really only one. I don't think the fountain was really a bomb there. But it was good, so...